Welcome to another episode of the Giga Weekly Show, where we talk about things that are important to us, but maybe not important to you. I am Luis Delatore.
I'm Adam Crin.
I'm Daikaiju Tony.
Oh,
Nice.
good old Daikaiju Tony.
Snacking over there.
Anyway, before
Welcome.
we get started, we do have to say that we are in beautiful Cosmic Comics, the jewel of the Sierra Nevadas, or I forgot what I called it.
Southern Nevada.
the
Sierra Nevada's in the north.
Oh, okay. Well, from there on down.
Right. Cosmic Comics, man.
Cosmic Comics.
Got everything here.
Everything, comics,
Games,
posters, games,
props.
things, and whatnot. They got cool comic book boxes over there with a bunch of art on it and whatnot. There's what was that, like a Transformers one, a Power Rangers one,
Right.
the My Little Pony one that I'm gonna get.
Fantastic Four, Annihilation.
Yeah, they have
Transformers. Did you say that one?
Yeah, I think I said Transformers.
Grim Fairy Tales.
There's I
Van
think it's a
Helsing.
Vampirella one
There's
over
a
there.
Vampirella
so-
one. Yeah.
Anyway, we have all that stuff.
Right.
On top of that, like statues. Also, we carry comics, oddly enough.
Right.
Yeah, so we have new issues, back issues, a lot of vintage comics, a lot of trades,
Omnibuses.
omnibuses,
All
so you
sorts
can
of stuff.
buy as gifts or for yourself or
Ye-
whatever. We also still have Outlaw Energy, so come get it before
Right.
it's gone.
Right.
We also have air conditioning.
we have air
We have
conditioning.
air conditioning. We
Yeah.
have heat.
Yeah. So come on
Yeah.
down. We're beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Give us a visit and, come look around, see what you like, and pick it up for yourself or somebody else.
And just, come in more than 15 feet and you'll actually see some cool older stuff too.
Wow.
He gets it. Yeah,
I don't get
I'll
it.
have to tell you.
I
on
don't
that
get
one.
it.
Inside joke.
Inside
Oh,
joke.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
I don't want
okay.
to say it on the air.
It has nothing to do with you.
We're just
No.
gonna exclude me, huh?
No, I'll
that's
tell you about
fine.
it. I'll
I know stuff too. I know things. I
All
can do
right.
things.
This week,
I'm useful.
Yeah, I could do things. I'm useful. Shut up, Fredo. This week we're going to talk about our favorite Marvel secondary sort of characters or groups.
Yeah. So
Yep.
there's a big trend in
Right.
a lot of the lesser known characters now that the whole Phase 1 is over with.
over
So
with, yeah.
so we're getting Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we're getting WandaVision, which WandaVision has been pretty interesting, I
Pretty
will say.
interesting, yeah.
So we thought we would
Yep.
share some ideas of some lesser known Marvel characters, maybe to do a TV show or a movie.
Right.
And we wanted to share a couple with you guys. So who wants to start?
I can start.
Yeah, give
You
it
want
to
me
us.
to start?
Sure.
All right. This comic book began, I want to say, in 1971.
Okay.
It was part of, at the time, Marvel was doing a whole lot of horror comics, or at least they started a whole lot of horror comics.
Yeah.
And this is one of those, and it's Werewolf by Night. Now, on the
You
surface,
love Werewolf by
I
Night.
do, and on the surface, it does look like a typical werewolf story, but there are some important differences. Created by the fantastic Mike Ploog, such an underrated artist. A lot of people don't know who he is. And to be fair, he didn't work in comics that long. He actually went into Hollywood and did a lot of work there. You know his work because he was a primary guy behind such movies, the designs of such movies as the actual 70s Lord of the Rings, a lot of the character designs.
The Ralph.
Ralph
The
Bakshi,
Bakshis, yeah.
He actually did a lot of character designs and monster
You
designs.
said Lord of the
for
Rings or The Hobbit?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, okay.
He did a lot of monster and character designs for...
He didn't design Frog Golem, right?
No, he did
Good.
not.
Fish Golem.
That was Rankin and Bass. Anyway,
Okay.
the creatures for John Carpenter's 1982 The Thing, as well as a lot of other Hollywood movies.
So
Yeah.
you've seen his work.
Oh yeah, you've
You
seen
ju-
his
you
work.
just didn't
yeah.
know it was Mike
You just
Ploog.
Didn't know it was Mike Ploog. That's right. He has a really great style, and if you're not familiar, go check it out.
So,
Now, as far as Werewolf by Night,
yeah, how would you adapt this TV show or movie?
now what makes it different, or how you would need to make it different from a typical werewolf story? Because it does start out as a typical werewolf story. The difference is he's cursed. His father got the curse from. The book was called Darkhold, but Necronomicon, same thing.
Sure.
And he passed the curse on to his son. When his son turned 18, I believe, he started turning into werewolf at the full moon.
So it's kind of like Teen Wolf.
Kind of, yeah, except it's not a coming-of-age story. It's more about his struggle with this werewolf. And he could exude partial control over the werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he could affect, like the werewolf wasn't unnecessarily violent. But they did a lot of great things with it, especially early on. He did fight or engage with a lot of other supernatural creatures. as you can see here by some of the covers. You know, he fought Dracula. You know, Tomb of Dracula. He actually fought a lot of different creatures. They actually ran into Medusa in one of the early issues. There was a whole issue dedicated to the most dangerous game, where somebody knew he was a werewolf and knocked him out as a human and waited for the full moon so he could hunt him as a werewolf with silver bullets.
And the early Moon Knight was
right. And actually, which is one of the images, is that's the first appearance of Moon Knight.
Nice.
Guess what? Moon Knight used silver. You know, he was a creature of the moon, or he was a superhero of the moon, way before Mark Spector's other Egyptian and split personality hijinks.
I love Moon Knight.
right.
I really do, and I am so glad that Oscar Isaacs is playing Moon Knight.
Right.
It's excellent casting. I just thought I'd throw that in anyway. Please continue.
Yeah, and you know, I think they could do a lot of there's enough issues there that they could do a lot of interesting things. Now, the series, the original run back in the 70s, did end much more in a whimper than a bang, which I think it ended around 1975 or so. I think it made it to 42 issues. You know, and he did eventually gain control over the werewolf side, and to be honest, it came really dull after that. He just became like a lesser version of Spider-Man. But, you know, his struggle up until then, and which a lot of the 70s Marvel does, it deals with very occult issues, which, you know, I don't know if Marvel would be up for that since they really shied away from that with Doctor Strange. But,
Yeah.
you know, it was about...
Well, it was more metaphysical, Doctor Strange, right, than it was...
Right. But there was a lot of occult roots there. And, you know, there's a lot of things they could do with it, and I just think it'd be really interesting, a different way to tell a werewolf story about how the wolf, you know, you could do a whole thing with how he affects the wolf in wolf form and the wolf affects him in human form, those kind of things, where he's always on the run, very a la Incredible Hulk from the 80s.
Occult
you
as
know?
in something that would, like, piss off religious groups and say,
Yes.
they're trying to indoctrinate our children with this.
Right, yeah.
Like Pokemon.
Like Pokemon, yeah.
Pokemon.
Like
the Pokemon.
like Pokemon.
You know those Pokemons trying to get our kids to...
Right.
Them little
Into the
McDonald's
occult?
Happy Meals.
So like, would you want this to be a movie or a TV series?
I think it'd work better as a TV series. I think it'd work better probably as a streaming TV series, so you could make it a little more violent. Not to say that the werewolf himself was terribly violent. Like I said, you know, the werewolf was an extension of Jack, who was the guy so infected, and you know, so. But I mean, there was a lot of themes there. I mean, in the first issue, his mother, who he lived with, and his stepfather, who his stepfather was trying to kill the mother, and you know, the werewolf is the one that ends up solving that problem.
Real kids, real kid friendly stuff, you know.
There's some pretty complex situations there. So yeah, I think it'd work good as a streaming service. Especially with limited runs, you could do 2 or 3 seasons easily just based off of the issues they have, without even getting into the whole. You know, you could end the series with him getting control of the werewolf, or maybe just getting rid of the curse outright. Because there is a really great storyline, you know, where he's looking for supernatural entities. He's trying to get away from the curse, things like that. You know, Goat with 1,000 Young. They're dealing with all those old classic occult things.
Right.
So yeah, it's really good stuff.
Now, how is it okay if I ask you some questions about your vision here?
My vision.
Obviously, Marvel being Marvel, still being a movie studio, they would want to incorporate probably other characters,
and they
or
should.
You know,
Moon Knight,
existing characters, of course.
Brother
Moon
Voodoo. Well, Iron Man's in one, but I don't know if you need him.
Right. No, he's dead.
He did. Yeah.
Remember, he did.
He did.
Yeah, he died in Endgame.
That's right.
So.
That'd be perfectly acceptable, because that's part of it. He actually was in a Marvel team up with Spider-Man at one point. So
okay.
You get Tomb of Dracula, which is a great classic version of Dracula.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Dracula, who had a son, and
right. You Blade. You get
Wesley Snipes is coming back as Blade. So yeah, let's bring.
Really?
I think so, isn't it?
No, it's the guy who played.
It's Marsala Ali.
Yeah.
He's gonna play Blade. Yeah.
Why did I? You know what? Because they were talking about bringing him back as Blade. I think.
Yikes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he wasn't a terrible Blade.
He was good. It was.
It's probably just too.
Old.
He's too old.
He's
now.
old. He was fairly old when he played Blade.
What if? Hear me out. We get Sticky Fingers back.
The best Blade on
television.
television.
The best Blade on television. Sticky Fingers.
Right.
Okay. So do you
Hannibal King? Was that his name?
That was
much more interesting comic book character, by the way, than
Ryan Reynolds.
Blade Trinity.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. That Blade Trinity was not good.
No.
Anyway.
Okay, so who do you have anyone in mind for the main character?
I hadn't really thought of that.
Hmm.
I don't. It'd have to be somebody young.
Yeah.
But
You
I
don't know a
think,
lot of young people, though, do you?
no, I don't.
Neither do I.
And
Justin-
Tony.
I mean,
Tony.
famous people, famous
Right.
young people. Timothy Chalamet.
I think you need somebody.
Who's
The,
that?
the CW has a trend for hiring ridiculously good-looking people.
Good-looking
it
young
can't
people,
be. It can't be somebody who looks like a model. I
Okay.
mean, they should be good-looking. Of course, it's TV, right?
Who's
Sure.
that guy who's gonna be in
But,
the new Dune movie?
Timothy
Timothée
Chalamet.
Chalamet.
Yeah.
Nah, too young.
Yeah, he looks like he's 12.
Yeah.
That might not be the
Jack
best.
was kind of he was the 70s. Like, you ever see Laser Blast? He was like that kid.
Yeah.
Except he didn't look like him, but he was like that kid.
So okay. So
Michael
just like
Cera?
so just like maybe some up and coming. Maybe he's been in a couple CW
Right,
shows,
right.
actor to play.
Right.
Mm.
Probably the guy who played Firestorm.
Firestorm. I didn't see that.
In CW, they have Firestorm.
I don't watch
Oh,
any
okay.
of those. I don't know.
But
Whoopsies.
you said that it
Yes.
was drawn by the same guy who designed the thing in John Carpenter's Thing, right?
Yeah.
How would you want the werewolf transformation to go? Would you want it to be all detailed like in the Howling?
That's a good question.
Bone snapping
That's-
and
that's-
whatnot.
That's
yeah.
a great question. There was a recent Marvel Werewolf by Night run of 4 issues, I think 5 is. It's terrible. I bought every issue, but it's terrible. He went full on gigantic howling on steroids kind of werewolf.
I
Mhm.
don't mind that kind
Um,
of werewolf.
I liked the classic sort of the shorter snout kind of Wolfman werewolf.
Sure. Yeah.
I think the look's unique. I don't know.
The old,
I don't
was
know
it John Talbot, Jack, right?
Larry Talbot.
Larry Talbot. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Ploog's design was unique. I don't know how you would pull it off. I don't think I've ever seen it in any kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know
Um,
Jason Momoa. He was in a werewolf movie where the werewolf were more humanoid. They just looked like hairy people with semi-dog faces.
oh yeah, I'll have
Yeah.
to check that out. Jason Momoa. I'll keep that in mind. But I would definitely go for that. That's a really good question. I would shy away from the later Werewolf by Night runs. Werewolf by Night has had a few later runs that none of them were any good. They've tried to resurrect the character. I don't think anybody's had a clear vision of how to do so, though.
Strictly 70s Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
type. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I would watch that. I would definitely watch that. Maybe like a whole. Maybe they can just have like a whole like line of like Marvel studios, like Marvel horror.
Yeah, I
where
was
they
going to
could bring
say
back
it'd be,
that kind of
it'd
stuff,
be
yeah.
a great way to start reintroducing like Marvel horror if they chose to go down that road. 'cause,
Yeah.
They could compete with some of the Universal horror stuff.
Marvel's Dracula.
Wait,
There's a lot of
compete
those
with
char-
what? The Mummy? The
Well,
new Mummy?
Well, because a lot
That killed that whole universe?
that no longer counts. The Invisible Man's already come out, and apparently that's pretty good. It's lower.
The one
budget.
with Elizabeth Moss?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
I heard it
movie's
was good. I haven't
awesome.
watched it.
yeah. What's that?
That
It's
movie's
good.
awesome. I saw it
Yeah?
in theaters.
Wow.
Nice.
Like,
Okay.
whoa.
What about
Nice.
Kevin Bacon's Invisible Man?
That
Remember
was-
Kevin
that was
Bacon?
awesome
That
as well.
movie
Yeah.
aged well. I remember when it came out, it really was just kind of meh. But I remember watching it again a couple years ago.
Visually, it aged well. Content-wise, maybe
No, I
it's
think
a
it
little bit
still
odd.
did. I think it still did. I think story-wise, I think it might have been a little ahead of its time because now it's really easy to understand that he's so arrogant and so pompous that he kind of went down that road. It makes more sense now in the 2000 teens. Well, now 2021, but
Yeah.
yeah, in the 90s it didn't make as much sense. I think we're still too fresh out of the 80s. But that's when it came out, right? 90s, late 90s.
think so.
Something
Yeah,
like
let's just
that.
bring back Kevin
And
Bacon as
He
the
came back
Invisible Man.
after
Right.
Total Recall, and that was like one of Paul.
Right.
I don't know. It wasn't his last film that he did. It was
Did he do that one?
Paul.
Paul Verhoeven?
Yeah, he did. The same guy did Total Recall and
Yeah.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did Hollow Man.
Did he?
Yeah.
Hollow Man must have been later because Starship Troopers was mid 90s.
Mm.
There was that Wolf by Jack Nicholson, but that was a great movie up until like the last 15 minutes. And then it got really silly.
Howling 2, best werewolf movie ever.
Howling. Which one's that?
Only
Howling,
because
Your
it's got
Sisters Are-
Red Brown and Christopher Lee in it.
Which one's the one that the Your
is
Sister's a Werewolf,
Yeah,
right?
Howling
That's
2.
two.
It's
Yeah.
terrible, yeah. Howling's great,
All right.
honestly. It's great. But Howling 2 is not good. Not good. Anyway, that's all I got, and I think it would be important to try to differentiate from some typical werewolf stories. I think that's a way to make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he was cursed, so he's kind of a one of a kind. It's a good outsider story too.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's pretty much what.
Now,
I'd
one more question.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do you see this character becoming like a superhero type, or maybe just like a guy with extraordinary circumstances finding himself in extraordinary situation type deals?
Yes, I'd go with B.
Sure.
I would stay away from the finale of the original comic book. You know, Marvel was being Marvel, and they gave him control of the werewolf, which I don't think fully worked. Maybe partial control would be interesting, but still, I mean, how do you continue that going? I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know, at least even in the comic, he could kind of point him, kind of like Bruce could point Hulk in the early Marvel films,
Yeah.
kind of like that. And to be honest, he is sort of a watered down, not really watered down, but more of a not nearly as powerful version of the Hulk. I mean, that's the same kind of deal, except in his case, it's the full moon. So
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I would watch that.
Cool.
New on Disney Plus, Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by night.
By night.
There was a movie in production for like years, but I don't even know if it's still showing in production.
Oh,
I want to
probably
say since
not.
like 2014 or 15 or something like that.
That would be cool, but probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Now that Disney has everything,
Yeah,
right? So that's all I got.
that's good. I like it.
I mean, if
I would
Morpheus is
totally
good,
go. I
then
would go
maybe.
for it.
Right. So who wants to go next? You want to go next, Tony?
Okay, I'll go next.
Sure.
Nice.
So, underrated character that I want to see make a comeback from Marvel. Red Ronin, who's a giant red
Yes, he
Shogun
is.
Wars-looking robot that fought Godzilla.
He did.
Yep.
He
yeah.
did.
In fact, he was.
There's the
originally-
cover of issue 6.
Yeah. In fact, he was originally introduced in Marvel Comics Godzilla Run,
Right.
and later on, he ended up making a couple appearances in
And the Avengers.
comics
Yep.
here and
There he is
there.
right there. Yeah.
Yep, and his last appearance, as far as I can tell, was when Norman Osborn was the leader of the Dark Avengers,
Really.
and Red Ronin was like a last resort type thing, and he got blown up by Human Torch.
What?
Ooh.
Bummer.
Yeah,
Okay, so what's the deal with Red Ronin
Yeah,
for people who
what's
don't
his-
know Red Ronin? What's his?
What's his thing?
Is he a guy? What was turned into a robot? Is he a
he's
robot?
piloted
robot?
he's a piloted giant robot developed by a couple Japanese scientists from Stark Industries, and he was initially property of Shield.
Hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
So he worked for Shield. He did their dirty work.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great. So I mean that'd
Yeah,
be cool
Shield
if they
did-
would bring back Shield. Yeah.
Shield kind of did do some dirty things to Godzilla in that run, like
Right.
use pin particles in him.
Right.
and-
They did. Yeah. They shrunk him. Yeah.
Yeah, and how would I envision?
Yeah, how would that show
introducing
go,
him?
or-
Would it be a
movie,
show or a
yeah,
movie?
Well, first in terms of comics, there's already this Avengers Mech Strike comic, and
Yeah. Mech Strike.
so you might as well
Ooh.
stick.
Yeah,
Red
I saw the
Ronin.
poster for it when I walked in.
When I saw Hulk mech, I was just like, "What?" Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Like,
What is
you know the
happening?
Hulk? Let's put him in a big old robot.
what if he switches? What if he turns back to Banner and he can't, reach?
Can't reach the controls.
Because they made him Hulk size. He can't reach the pedals to the robot or
Right,
however the
right.
hell it works.
Okay.
That sounds so dumb. I'm
So,
sorry. That sounds terrible.
Avengers Mech
Nobody
Strike.
cared either.
Oh.
But anyway, go ahead.
you could have the monsters destroy all the Avengers robots because they're kind of dumb to begin with, and,
I like it.
and then you could
The
have
Mech Strike
and
robots.
you could have You could reintroduce Red Ronin in the comics, and Red Ronin is the one who saves the day, and he gets his own comic run after.
Nice.
In terms of show or movie,
Yeah. Which would it be?
it'd probably be better off as movie appearances because
Okay.
he's not that big of a character. He never really had his own.
He's more as a support guy.
Just
Yeah.
have him cameo in Werewolf by Night.
or
Werewolf by Night meets the Red Ronin.
well, you can't do Godzilla because Godzilla's owned by Warner Bros.
Right.
Legendary right
But
now.
you can do American Kaiju.
Oh yeah.
Or
American
Batman
Kaiju.
could fight Godzilla.
Yeah. Right.
American Kaiju. Fing Fang Foom, who might
Fing
be
Fang
speculated
Foom,
to
yeah.
be in the Shang-Chi movie. You could have,
Really?
We could have in the end of the movie, instead of Shang-Chi fighting Fing Fang Foom, Red Ronin just comes out of nowhere and just sucker punches him, and yeah, I can see
Okay.
that happening.
Nice.
Any ideas as to who would play the Red Ronin?
Right. The pilots, or
Uh,
would he be a CGI creation? You
make-
want to do
make-
something
make him a guy in a suit.
semi-mechanical? Guy in a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's piloting the suit? Who in your vision is
the
piloting the
pilot?
suit?
I
Is
forgot
there
the name of the pilot? But well, I think in the Marvel Comics Godzilla run, there was multiple pilots, and
it says here hold on.
I forgot,
Sorry, no, go
forgot
ahead.
the guy's name, but
Robert Takaguchi.
yeah, I think that's the main character's name in that series,
Mhm.
and he's the one who's really protective about Godzilla to the point in where when Shield shrunk can you
Go
hear me
ahead.
now? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. When Shield shrunk down Godzilla, and Godzilla was like changing size, and Godzilla was like the height of a person. He tried hiding Godzilla by putting a trench coat and a hat on him,
Sure, like a Ninja Turtle.
Like a
Yeah.
Ninja
Yeah,
Turtle.
it's a Ninja Turtle principle.
and he did whatever he could to like protect Godzilla.
Right.
Even Godzilla would cause more destruction. So for him, an actor I would like to see.
Dan Miraboshi. No, he's too old now.
Yeah.
That's Ultra 7.
Yeah, listen,
Well,
they got Disney seems to have this whole idea of like bringing back dead actors. Let's just bring back what's his
Oh,
name from
God.
Seven Samurai? What's his name? Why
Toshiro
can't I remember?
Mifune?
Toshiro Mifune. Let's
Okay,
bring back
I
Toshiro
have a
Mifune.
guy.
No.
Computer animated Toshiro Mifune.
I have a guy.
Okay.
Forgot the
I'm
actor's
sorry.
name. In fact, I hardly know the actor's name. It's the guy who played Ultraman Geed. And if you look at him, and if you watch Ultraman Geed, he's definitely the complaining type.
Wow.
Like in an episode of Ultraman Geed where there was no monsters attacking, and he was just chilling out with his best friend Alien. His best friend Alien like broke his clock of his favorite writer hero. Was like, "How dare you? Yeah, this is irreplaceable."
Wow.
And he cries a lot. So
Oh my
yeah, I
gosh.
could see him being a character that would really be overprotective about Godzilla
Nice.
Okay.
or
Sure.
any other giant monster.
Any other giant
assuming
monster.
Yeah.
MCU's
You
gonna
Put
have
him in a
monsters.
trench coat and a hat. He'll be fine.
Yeah. You could do a whole lot. You could do a whole sort of a kaiju conservation story.
Oh, that'd,
with
that'd
Red
be
Ronin,
funny.
yeah. He's literally fighting other heroes and villains to not subjugate or destroy the wild kaiju that remain in the world.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That's cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
They better not mess up Fing Fang Foom though. If they ever put him in the MCU,
You know,
he also have underwear.
he's hard to do.
He needs underwear.
some of those early comics were so goofy. It's like
Yeah.
it's like Galactus. You can't just whip out the ultimate nullifier. I mean, in a movie, it just doesn't. You're just like, wait, what?
Unless you do
Yeah.
a big exposition scene
Right.
like in Tenet. It's like, yes, this is how this is supposed to exactly work. Just go with it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I didn't see Tenet.
Yeah, me neither.
That's Denzel's kid, right? Isn't he in that?
Yeah. Denzel
John
Washington's-
David.
Yeah.
Who?
John David Washington.
Oh, Denzel's son.
Denzel's
Yep,
kid.
he's
Yeah.
the main
Little
character in
Little
Tenet.
Denzel.
Little Denzel
Little
Washington,
Denzel.
who's now in his 60s. Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh, Denzel. I thought you meant Little Denzel. I'm like,
Oh,
Little
no, no,
Denzel's
no.
60. How old is Denzel?
He was a football player at first.
Denzel or Little
John,
Denzel?
No, Little Denzel.
Oh, okay.
John David Washington. I think that's his name, right? He was actually drafted by, I don't remember now, but he ended up playing in Canada for a few years and then
Canadian Football League.
started, went to, he played in the UFL, I think, too. And then he went to acting.
The
The UFL? You don't know.
Bush,
You don't know about the UFL?
the Uzbekistan Football League.
No, the United Football League.
Oh,
In 5 seasons, Las Vegas's team won 4 out of the 5 championships
oh,
and actually played in the one they lost.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was busy.
Damn.
Being inside and doing other things,
Other things.
watching TV shows and movies that were not
Anyway,
sports.
Anyway.
Sorry.
So that's Red Ronin.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I think it'd be cool,
I'd
especially
dig
as a sort of a kaiju conservation film or something. Yeah, that'd
You
be
do,
kind of
you do,
interesting.
could you do a whole film about that though? Honestly, like I don't know.
Well, I think you could about that because then what that kind of story does is it becomes much more about what's happening around Red Ronin, not so much about Red Ronin. Because I mean, he's pretty
Yeah.
straightforward.
Yeah.
There's not
I-
a lot going on there. I mean, you can only do so
Mhm.
much.
Plus, the kaiju genre is pretty big right now. with
Right.
Legendary doing their own thing.
Right.
We got a is it DreamWorks? I don't know, like an animated movie called Rumble coming up.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Well, I know that Marvel has in the works this like a cartoon like anthology series like called What If. It's basically from all the
Yeah.
What If comics.
Yeah.
I could see them doing like a series of like live action shorts and maybe give Red Ronin one of the live action
there
shorts,
you
just
go.
like those types of characters and kind of give them interesting 15, 30 minutes or something. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
I think that would be kind of cool. Just sort of built in around that.
Yeah. That's
Right.
true.
Okay,
All right,
so here is mine. Mine is an answer to that terrible Suicide Squad movie and the one that's coming up right behind it, which is Marvel's
Hope it's-
Thunderbolts,
Yeah. Right.
which is basically it's basically Marvel's Suicide Squad, but
Yeah,
I feel like
kind of.
it's a lot better than, well, I can't say that it's a lot better comics wise, but I think a movie would be so much better than
It's-
that first movie.
It's like the Van Halen of comics in that the leader named it after himself.
yeah,
Oh yeah, General Thunderbolt.
General
Ross.
Thunderbolt Ross.
General
Yeah.
Thaddeus Thunderbolt
Thunderbolt
Ross.
Ross, yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
that's right.
Anyway, go ahead.
So Thunderbolts is basically a
Yeah.
group of supervillains
Right.
who band together to.
Or not so heroic.
Well, yeah, they basically disguise
Black Widow
themselves.
was one of them at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Deadpool.
they basically disguise. They're villains who disguise themselves as new heroes to rival the Avengers
Right.
in order to gain notoriety and public trust for their bigger scheme, which was to infiltrate the Avengers and infiltrate Shield. And the beauty about the book is that they end up
Ross.
actually becoming heroes. Like one of the big themes in there is like them actually being heroic.
Yeah.
You know, like voluntarily being heroic, not just for the sake of getting ahead. So that's I thought that was pretty interesting. But there are a lot of iterations of the Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
So there's like a team led by Norman Osborn, who came back.
There is, yeah, that's right.
There's a version that worked for Hammer. There's one led by
Just
Thaddeus.
Hammer?
Yeah,
Thaddeus
Thunderbolt Ross when he's Red Hulk.
Right, when he's Red Hulk.
There's one led by Winter Soldier, but the one that I think would work for a TV show on the Disney Plus app would be the run that they had where Luke Cage led the Thunderbolts. Now, by this point in the comics, Luke Cage works for organizations to where he can go into the raft where most of the Thunderbolts are located, which is the floating prison.
Yeah, the super prison.
A floating super prison, yeah. So I guess they could try to find a way to finagle the TV series Luke Cage into that role of leader again. But if not, like there's options. You can have maybe you could have War Machine.
Yeah,
Probably lead them, or like a Scarlet Witch, not Scarlet Witch, Black Widow. That's what I meant. I'm sorry, Black Widow or Hawkeye. You know, bring them back to sort of take on the team leader role.
Right.
A lot of these guys from this sort of era,
new group too, right?
Huh?
Late '90s, I think.
Yeah, 97. Yeah. So they first appeared in an Incredible Hulk.
All right. Yep.
So I think that would be a great idea. Honestly, a lot of these guys were already in movies. Like Ghost was obviously in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Right.
They could bring her back. Crossbones unfortunately dies in Endgame, so maybe then you could introduce Baron Zemo, right?
Yeah, Baron Zemo. That's right. He's coming back in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Baron Zemo?
Zemo, yeah.
Oh wow, I had no idea. I honestly don't follow it. I don't follow it. I wait for it to come out and then I'll watch it. So like I'm not keeping tabs on it.
Okay.
Juggernaut is in this that iteration, so maybe I don't know. Obviously, you don't want to bring back the guy from X-Men. I'm the Juggernaut.
I'm the Juggernaut.
Maybe like do like the Deadpool
2.
2 where it's all computer generated or something. That would be cool.
All right.
It'd be cool to bring in Bullseye, since last we know about him is in the end of Daredevil season 3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was good. Was that season 3? No,
Yeah.
that was season. Wait, what
No,
am I-
season 2 was
Daredevil.
Punisher.
That was
Yeah.
season 3, right?
Season 2 was Punisher and Elektra, right? And
That's right.
Punisher and Elektra could also make a comeback.
Right. Yeah, Elektra was a Thunderbolt. That's right.
Yeah. So by this point, like in this particular storyline, John Walker, aka U.S. Agent,
Right.
is paraplegic, and he basically is the warden of the raft. I didn't know this until I did some research. Apparently, he's going to be in Winter Soldier and Falcon and
really?
Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense because he would be America's official replacement.
Yeah. So
Captain America.
Yeah. So I wouldn't have him if he's going to be doing his U.S. Agent thing on that show. I wouldn't have him be the warden of the raft.
Right.
I would love to bring back Randall Park's character from WandaVision and Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is Jimmy Woo.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
The FBI agent. I love Randall Park. I think if they
I don't think he'd be a
maybe after
warden.
like after WandaVision, if they bring him back, they could put him in the raft, and he could be like team lead back at the raft while these guys are out in the field. You know what I mean? Kind of deal.
I know one character that the MCU practically forgot about that could make a comeback. One character that the MCU forgot about that could make a comeback. Leader.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Last time we saw Leader was in the Incredible Hulk movie, and he had like Bruce's blood spilled in his head.
Oh yeah, what's his name from Buster Scruggs? That's who plays him.
Yeah.
Which one? Which
Buster Scruggs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He was the leader. Yeah.
Oh, was he? I don't even remember. It was such a long time ago that I saw it. Yeah. Okay. I think the only person who doesn't have have like a real world, who doesn't have like a live action version is Moonstone.
Oh yeah. there
So
you go.
like I think if I could cast Moonstone, I'd probably put in like I don't know, like an Amanda Seyfried or like a Naomi Watts or even what's her face from Chuck, Yvonne Strahovski.
Strahovski. Yeah.
I think I haven't seen her in a while.
So
Maybe something like that.
She's still on Handmaiden, right, or whatever.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I've only watched the 2 episodes. I got real depressed about it.
Yeah, I couldn't.
And then I'm like, I'm gonna get back to this once I'm in a cheerier mood.
Yeah,
and
that
I
is
just
a
never
show
got
I
back
could
to
not
it.
watch. Yeah.
It's a good show.
I made it one episode and I'm like, done.
It's a good show.
gotta keep
It's
watching this.
very depressing.
All
Yeah.
right, it's a downer.
Something like that. I would have said Margot Robbie. I think she'd have been great, but she's already Harley Quinn.
So you said the Disney app, so you're
So-
thinking a series?
I'm thinking a series, yeah.
Yeah.
I think a Thunderbolts series would be good. Like they deal with maybe some lesser known threats. They could introduce so many characters.
I was gonna say, and then you can rotate characters in and out.
Yeah, and as long as they don't kill them in the movies, because that's what they seem to do in every movie, is just kill all the bad guys.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Batroc the Leaper made it out alive.
Did he? We don't
Did he?
know.
He didn't. He got arrested.
Yeah,
he ended up
well,
getting.
we
I think he ended up
assume so.
getting taken into custody. He didn't.
Well, I don't
like,
know.
die.
Wait,
Cap kicked him in the chest. The guy folded. He's like,
no.
whoa. He just kind of went down.
For Winter Soldier, the guy who fought in the boat.
Yeah, the guy in front of the boat. That was Batroc. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. As long as they don't keep killing all these guys, I could see them coming back. I mean, luckily, like Crossbones is dead.
Right.
mean,
There's
they
no
could
way
have
he
s-
didn't
They
die.
could have someone else take his mantle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
but
know
I
why
think
they
that's a
killed-
good way to introduce Zemo, though. But he's already going to be in Winter
He
Soldier.
was
and the
around. He's
Falcon,
already
so.
around. He was the main guy in Civil War. He was the main bad guy. So.
Zemo was?
Yeah, you didn't know that? That was Zemo
Yeah. Well, he didn't wear his mask.
in Civil War. Yeah, he didn't have a mask or anything.
It was just
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
That didn't even cross my mind. That didn't even cross.
I was like, yeah, Zemo's around. What
Okay,
are you
yeah,
saying?
that's right. You're
It was
right. He
Zemo
was.
in name
Yeah.
only.
He was. Yeah, it was Zemo name only.
It wasn't
really,
until
but
until
Yeah.
the
he was a
Falcon-
Sokovian. He was a Sokovian like.
Yeah.
Black
you,
Ops
you
guy,
are so
yeah.
you're so
Lost
right.
his
I don't know why that didn't even occur to me.
It's not
It's been a
until,
while since I've watched any of
Winter
those
Soldier
movies.
and Falcon is where he's finally gonna wear his mask. And,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that would be
Strucker dead.
That would be
Strucker died in Age of Ultron, I think, right?
Yeah. Ultron killed Strucker.
Yeah.
again. They just
Ultron
keep
killed him.
killing these people.
Right, yeah.
Like we
You
can't
coulda
bring
had
him back.
Strucker, I mean,
yeah. So
You could have had the guy that got to play both Dracula and Van Helsing only a few years apart, and then played Strucker a few years later.
anyway, I thought that would have been. I thought that was a good idea.
Right.
I don't know what you think. I mean,
Yeah, that would be cool. Plus, I think why I think the Suicide Squad is flawed.
The
as,
movie.
as
Yeah.
a property is because maybe they're trying to correct that with the second one, but the whole point of Suicide Squad was to bring back a bunch of C and D list villains and basically kill them off for the entertainment of the reader.
this is another
That
movie
was-
I could
that was
complain
it.
about. Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
And then now you have Harley Quinn, and they're like they're having these fixed members of the team, and like that's not the point.
Well, here's the
You
thing.
know,
I saw the posters when the
Yeah.
movie came out, and when you know automatically who is for sure gonna die, that
Right.
can't be good because the point of the Suicide Squad
Right? Yeah.
was that someone was gonna die, so
or
someone you
most
didn't
of
expect,
them.
or most of them would
Ah.
die. But like, who died? Slipknot? Wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's the guy
Who?
who's gonna die. Yeah.
Exactly.
They're not gonna kill Margot
Exactly,
Robbie. They're not gonna
right.
kill off Will Smith.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Will Smith's not gonna be in the second. The only three that are reoccurring from the first one is Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, and Rick Flag.
But that's my point. Is it's just
Everyone
I
else
don't
is a
know.
newcomer.
It just misses the point because
Yeah.
they're trying to. Suicide Squad would have worked better as a streaming show because then you just. You have some episodes where nobody dies, and those guys make it for 2 episodes,
Yeah.
and then maybe half of them die, and then one episode like everybody dies. Like you just do that,
Yeah.
and then that would be funny, and you could do that with a lot of second-rate characters. Maybe you have 1 or 2 characters that make it like half a season or a whole season,
And all of a sudden, boom,
Right,
dead.
and then they die. Yeah, I mean, but no.
Yeah, I think that would have been a better idea. Also, I could complain about that movie too because they put together the Suicide Squad to take on Superman when he goes berserk. Who's gonna kill Superman? The girl with the hammer, the guy who shoots good,
Yeah,
the guy who
right.
shoots guns real
Yeah,
good.
Deadshot, by the way, who not only never could take Batman on his best day, right? A normal guy.
He's supposed to shoot Superman.
He's yeah.
The guy who throws boomerangs, that guy. I think there's only maybe 2 people on that team who could possibly do anything to Superman. That was Enchantress and Diablo.
Yeah,
And Enchantress freaking was the villain of that movie.
And she was the villain, right?
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So Thunderbolts.
Yep.
Thunderbolts,
like it.
I think that'd be.
I think it'd be interesting. I like like you said, that you go with the whole idea of them pretending to be superheroes.
Yeah, and then sort of finding,
basically,
and then sort of slowly finding their morality, kind of.
Right?
You know?
Yeah. That would be far more interesting. Yeah, far more interesting. And plus, it's not built around the same concept as Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Right, and I think this particular iteration of Luke, the comic books is Luke Cage's version of it, fits really well within that structure of the cinematic universe and like
or the TV show.
Well, it's the period in the comic book version where Luke Cage is the leader. But if you're not gonna, I think that particular timeline fits in with.
Gotcha.
Seeing as there is a Luke Cage.
Well,
and,
it kind of makes
whatnot.
sense right now, since at the end of season 2, or was that season 2? He was kind of he was going down some gray to black roads as far as morality.
Yeah,
he was definitely taking a turn which could go very dark for him, which was interesting, and sadly that'll probably never come to fruition now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that sounds cool. That sounds
thank
cool.
you. I think it would be interesting.
Yeah.
And honestly, anything you could put Randall Park in is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, he's been good in WandaVision.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been good. How about that latest episode, huh?
Oh man,
no
where
spoilers
everybody died. I mean, I kind of figured that's what was going to happen, but still, it was still pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that I don't know how much to say without spoiling too much, but that character originally wasn't a villain, but then she did do some villainous things later on. So I don't know.
But that's the thing. In the cinematic universe, you can just take like more liberties, I guess. That's what I mean. You don't have to completely follow the comics.
And a lot of early Marvel was definitely areas of gray anyway. I mean, even we tend to think of comics being good or bad, but no, there's a lot of superheroes that drifted into the gray a lot, and villains that drifted into the gray the other direction. So, yeah, you don't know. Excuse me, you don't know what their motivations are.
Anyway, everyone died. Everyone died in WandaVision this last episode.
Right, everybody died.
Everybody died.
Yeah. So that sucks. I don't know what they're going to do for the next.
Well, everyone died except for.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Listen. I'm just going to ruin it for you. I'm just going to ruin it for you. Okay. Everyone died except for Wanda and the kids and Vision is currently ducking child support in Tacoma.
Wow.
So
wow.
He didn't choose
because he doesn't believe.
He didn't choose to have those kids.
Because he doesn't remember. Yeah, he didn't.
Right?
That's true. He did not choose to have those kids.
All right.
He doesn't.
Why should he have to pay for them? He doesn't make money. He's a robot.
He's a robot.
Robots don't have money. So
nice. What are some other? Can you guys think of any other off the wall minor Marvel properties?
Thongor, warrior of Lost Lemuria.
Yeah, you could do that, which is sort of a.
It's a vintage comic behind it.
No, I know.
Now available at Cosmic Comics.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I didn't really think about it. Honestly, I would have probably said a Werewolf by Night would have been an interesting one.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you got Kazar, which is kind of a cross between Tarzan and Conan, maybe a little bit.
I would do. Yeah, I would do. I would do
interesting.
a Weird World, Weird World comic.
Right.
Yeah, maybe like the Jason Aaron version would probably work better for modern sensibilities,
Right.
not so much the old one.
Right.
But yeah, something like that, like a Kazar.
OG Human Torch.
Ooh, yeah.
The original Human Torch.
Because
Yeah.
you got
The original. If you don't know, the original Human Torch was not a member of the Fantastic Four. He was actually a robot, and that robot body, after he was, I guess, just turned off or something, they actually Ultron used that body to make Vision.
Yep.
So
Also, he was in the movies. I think he was in the first Captain America in the background.
It's just
he's like a display or something.
it's a display that says a synthetic man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. And he was a World War II era, so
Mhm.
that would be cool. The only problem with doing somebody like Namor, who I wouldn't mind seeing, is that everybody would think it's an Aquaman ripoff. The truth is, Aquaman is a Namor ripoff.
Yes.
But, so little has been done with Namor. The problem now is that everybody thinks it's an Aquaman ripoff.
Well,
so
maybe a Howling Commandos movie that.
Howling Commandos?
that
Yeah.
We have talked about Howling
That probably
Commandos. Yeah.
explored what they did without Captain America, and they probably had Namor on their side.
Yeah, well, he was an invader, though, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Namor was one of the
Namor
invaders.
was one of the invaders. Yeah.
Invader with Union Jack and all those. Other
That was a
guys.
little later, yeah. Union Jack. That'd be a good one too.
I see Union
Union
Jack
Jack and Captain Britain, which would be. I think what they're trying to do with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Union Jack and Captain Britain would make more sense.
Sure.
Because if you don't know, Captain Britain is Britain's idea of Captain America, but he's kind of a loser. Like he's a dud.
Yeah.
Where Union Jack is sort of like the spirit of
The UK, the United
UK,
Kingdom,
kind of, yeah. So he's not really super powered, but he kind of is. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's So I think that would be more interesting.
Yeah.
Something like that. But Falcon and the Winter Soldier, yeah, I saw the preview. I was like, yeah.
Very, very action packed. It does look action packed. I still don't know what it's about or what I'm watching, so I'll give it a try. But we'll see where it goes.
Well, they're definitely trying to create a lot of tension between the characters, which I don't know. The preview made it seem a little forced, but I mean, I guess you have to see how it plays out.
Yeah. What one of the characters I was thinking about, and he's in this iteration of the Thunderbolts that I'm
Right.
talking about, is Man Thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe a Man Thing.
Did get a movie.
Well, you could definitely work them into Marvel horror. So if
Yeah.
you did Werewolf by Night, you could have Man Thing, Frankenstein,
Tomb of
Man
Dracula.
Thing's owned
Living
by some other
Mummy.
studio, I think.
No, he's part of Marvel, so he should be under the same flag now, unless the rights
Yeah.
are still out there floating around that they haven't been able to reacquire.
I don't know who came first. Was it Man Thing or Swamp Thing?
I believe Swamp Thing was way before Man Thing. I
Okay.
think I want to say Swamp Thing was the early '70s, and Man Thing was a few years later.
I
Okay.
forgot what studio made that Man Thing movie, but I remember
The one on Sci-Fi.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Ugh, was there a movie?
Yeah, there was
It's
on
crap.
Sci-Fi Channel. It was not
no.
good. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You know Howard the Duck, but you know the trouble with
How would you do Howard the Duck?
Howard the Duck
with a live action duck like I mentioned a few weeks ago? Like a for real duck?
you would have to do it right, and really, Howard the Duck is a satire of modern America, but really modern America in the '70s, which it would be more relevant now because I mean the first villain he fights, the first major villain he fights is Detour, I think, who's basically
Yeah.
like a supervillain. He uses credit cards and things like that. Yeah, it's like
Detour,
it's really
yeah.
a satire of American
Yeah.
culture. Yeah,
the Howard the Duck that's in the MCU who appeared in Guardians a couple times.
yeah.
He could
Yeah. It didn't look good.
he could fight.
Also, he's
It's owned by Disney now. You can make him look like Howard. Anyway,
Yeah.
go
I
ahead.
mean, we look like Donald. Just
Right,
make him look like
yeah.
Donald
Well, 'cause he
with
kinda
pants.
did. Yeah, he
with
kinda
pants.
did.
he could fight. What was the name of that villain again?
It was like Detour,
Yeah.
I think.
But instead, he could. His weapon is bitcoins.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah,
It is I, Detour.
Detour.
He makes you forget your password to your Bitcoin so you can't get to it. No,
I have
no.
stolen your Bitcoin encryptions.
Oh.
No. Yeah.
Ah.
Any other characters you guys can think of? Any?
Oh,
crazy?
shoot. Like, I'm looking around to
was gonna
see
say,
what I would
yeah.
love to see.
Conan doesn't count.
But it's just, it's so hard because there's so many comics here at
There-
Cosmic Comics to look.
right.
You're looking in the
To look
DC
at-
area.
You know. Well, I would love to see. Oh, Jesus.
Sorry.
I would love to see ROM done right, but the problem with that is Marvel, I don't believe, has the rights anymore.
Yeah.
But they own the rights to the Dire Wraiths. And the new Dire Wraiths that IDW did suck. And the new Marvel comic, I mean the new IDW comic with
Yeah.
ROM sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would like to see like classic ROM
I loved watching.
because it was a much more tragic story.
I liked reading New Mutants, so I would redo New Mutants, but not as a horror movie.
I
think
mean
would
the
love to
movie
do
wasn't
that,
terrible, but it wasn't anything special either.
But I would really love to see an X Factor movie.
yeah,
I'm a big fan of Multiple Man. Like,
Yeah.
I think his powers are very cool.
yeah.
Where he can just send a clone off to learn something, and once he reabsorbs him, he like learns
He
everything.
learns everything. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea.
that would be cool.
X Factor, yeah.
There you go. Nice. Okay, well, there's some of our ideas. Anything else before we get out of here?
Nope. Although do let us know in the comments if there is a Marvel property that we didn't talk about that you would love to see as a movie or a TV show or something,
Yep.
and maybe have it appear somewhere in the Marvel universe. Maybe they'll hear you.
Right.
Maybe Marvel will troll around and be like, let's look at these videos. Oh wow, look, everybody wants a Red Ronin show, or everyone wants a Thunderbolt show. I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
But yeah, like, share, subscribe, don't like, thumbs down. That's
it helps.
cool too.
It helps the algorithm.
It helps
the
the
al-
algorithm
The
either
almighty
way, yeah.
algorithm. Yeah.
You got anything, Tony, or before we get out of here?
before
No.
we skedaddle?
Before we skedaddle.
Ben Riley, maybe, but at the same time, you'd be asking for a Clone Saga movie, and I say hell no to that. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Oh! I have the movie.
Yeah.
I have the Marvel movie.
Okay.
One man, 3 words. Paste, pot, Pete. Paste, pot, Pete. Paste, pot, Pete. Paste, pot, Pete.
Paste pot.
Pot, Pete.
Okay.
Seriously, they'll make
Yeah,
a Paste Pot Pete
he's-
movie. Or put him somewhere. Jeez.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe he can be in this Thunderbolts.
Right.
He'd
Yeah.
take over for Zemo, since Zemo's not going to be around anymore.
Right.
and no women allowed in the team.
Right. Paste pot Pete.
Paste pot Pete,
Early Marvel. He's so minor, he doesn't even appear in the Marvel Universe. And neither does Hargreaves or whatever from WandaVision.
Yeah.
She's not in there either.
Not yet.
Not yet, yeah.
Not
I think
yet.
she's in the master version, but she's not in the original one.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, guys, anything else before we get out of here?
Nope, that's it. I think we're good.
That's
Yeah.
it. All right. Any recommendations for the week?
Watch the new Mortal Kombat trailer.
Nice. Okay.
I mean, since we're talking about trailers, I'm really excited for the Diablo 2 Resurrected game that's coming out for
Oh,
all
they-
the consoles and PC.
Nice.
I think they just put the trailer on there today or yesterday. So
I didn't realize. I'll have
yeah,
to check it out.
take a look at that.
I got 2 recommendations.
Go for it.
Yo. I did catch the first 2 episodes
What was
of
that? Yo, are you trying to be hip
Yeah.
for the kids?
Yeah.
Oh. No, it's working because I thought you were.
Yeah, you thought I was
I'm
pretty
like,
up-
this guy's so cool.
Oh, you're in your 30s, so you don't count anymore. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to reveal my actual age, but I am let's just say I'm no longer part of a key demographic anymore.
Right. Resident Alien. I have not read. I
yeah.
actually have not read the comic.
Mm.
I did see. I was actually on YouTube. The first 2 episodes are on YouTube. I think they're all going to premiere on YouTube as well.
Mhm.
But it's a Sci-Fi Channel show. It's a little silly and implausible, but Alan Tudyk,
Oh,
his charm alone, man. Whew.
It looked like it was
Yeah.
going to be an
It's-
entertaining show.
it's-
I
it's-
did see the trailer.
First
of
2
that,
episodes I
yeah.
enjoyed a
he
lot.
plays
Wash,
Mr. Nobody from Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol, Wash,
and,
and Firefly, and
Yeah.
Wash and Firefly, and Ezekiel the Talking Cockroach.
Tucker and Dale, one of the
Mhm.
either Tucker or Dale, I don't remember. who.
Tucker
But
versus Evil, yeah.
which is a fantastic film. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's also done a bunch of voices
Tucker,
in
he's Tucker.
Disney movies. I
Right,
think
he
he was the
has,
chicken
yeah.
in Moana. Someone told me.
Yeah, and there's a famous, somewhat famous clip of him like doing the sounds, like as voice acting, and he like looks at the camera. And he's like, "I went to Juilliard."
That's great.
He also
Right.
voices Clayface in Harley
Right.
Quinn.
Right. Anyway, so
What's the other one?
it was really cool. The second recommendation is I stumbled upon a little PC game, which is still in early access beta, I guess, but it's called Grounded. It's freaking great, man. It's basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the video game. The game starts, you've been shrunk, you don't know why, and you're like really tiny in your yard, this huge yard. And the yard can be a dangerous place, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and you got to start from nothing, and you got to figure out how to eat, how to drink. You can't just drink the water that's stagnant. You got to find like fresher sources of water.
Oh,
It's really
okay.
cool. Yeah, it's
Okay.
really cool.
It's just one of those games you're gonna keep playing over and over again because you're gonna keep dying. Like
no,
you just have to see how long you
No.
can survive.
because the game is really good about you can run away.
Hmm.
And the funny thing is, I'm on easy, and it's not that easy. It's
Okay.
actually not that easy.
I thought it was
it's
like
not terribly challenging, but it's not that easy either.
I thought it was like a Tokyo Jungle situation,
Oh my god! I remember
which I
that
love
game.
that game. That's such a
Right.
great game.
Especially when you get to play as a businessman.
I never got that far. I was always the Pomeranian. I was
Oh,
played the
right,
Pomeranian. I didn't really
yeah.
get any farther than the
That's right.
Pomeranian,
Nice.
unfortunately. But
Yeah, but this is in your yard. It's really cool.
Okay.
It's really cool.
Cool. I'll have to
Anyway,
check it
those are
out.
my recommendations.
yeah, all right.
All right,
so
guys,
there you go,
anything
guys.
else?
Check that stuff out. Leave comments, like or don't like the video.
All right. Good night, everybody.
When they leave. Good night.
Where are you going? What are you doing?
Oh, okay. Nice.